good evening, everyone. We're live on the road for the first time this summer. We're here in Springfield, Ohio, Carlton-Davidson Stadium, home of the Champion City Kings. And Blue Sox are going to take them on here tonight. Sitting in first place in the Prospect League East, I'm Jared Steele, joined by Patrick Reddick. And, boy, this is a pretty big series, Pat, whenever you consider that these teams are one game apart in the standings, and we're going to be hitting the 2 weeks to go mark after Sunday.
Absolutely, just 12 games left, or 11 games left after today and tomorrow's games. Blue Sox currently not only in first place in the East, but in first place in the entire league with their 27-20 record, having won, just took 2 out of 3 from the West Virginia Miners at home the last series, and the Kings also picked up a win last night. They split their last series here in Springfield with Quincy, and they are 25-20, so 1 game back of the Blue Sox. They have a few games to make up a few weeks against the West Virginia Miners, who are 1 game behind them at 24-21. So the odds are that those 3 teams, 2 of those 3 teams, are going to end up making the playoffs. So it's going to be quite a battle down the stretch here because they play each other a lot.
Yes, and this is our last chance at the Kings this summer, this 2-game set. And, boy, we were on our way out here today on the bus, and it was just pouring down rain like crazy. And thinking, they got this third infield out here. We might be in for a long night, but we got out here, and, boy, it's about as nice as you could ask for other than it being really hot. But can't have it all. We'll take the sun. And I know they've had their troubles out here with the weather, including last night. I think they only went 5 innings. So I'm sure they're happy to have a nice sunny evening to get a game in without worrying about whether or not they were going to have to pull the tarp out. But now we're going to pause for the national anthem. We'll come back after that. Give you tonight's starting lineups and get ready for first pitch. All right, here we go. We'll give you the Blue Sox batting orders tonight, brought to you by the Butler Armco Credit Union. Leading off will be number 10, the designated hitter Tanner Murphy, followed by number 13, the shortstop Paven Parks. Then it'll be the right fielder, number 8, Calvin Scott, followed by the third baseman, number 19, James Meeker in the cleanup. And then in the 5 spot will be the catcher, number 24, Christian Webb, hitting 6th to the first baseman, number 41, Patrick Ferguson. In the 7th spot will be the center fielder, number 3, Stefan Mercanja, followed by number 21, the second baseman, Damian Maglione, and rounding out the order, the left fielder, number 17, Ben Crew. And they'll face a left-hander from the University of Alabama, Huntsville, number 38, Taylor Clemens.
Clemens this year, his MO has remained the same in Springfield as it did in college. This year for the Sliders or the Kings, he's thrown 18 innings. He's given up 27 hits, just 6 walks, 23 strikeouts. Whereas in college, he had pitched 35 innings, allowed 53 hits, walked just 15, and struck out 36. So pretty high on the strikeout rate, pretty low on the walk rate, but he has been giving up a lot of hits. So he's getting the ball over the plate. So it's both. It seems to be helping him a little and hurting him a little, though, because of so many hits he's given up. But with good defense behind him, I think he should be okay.
Yeah, and the defense for Champion City, Dillon will be behind home plate. A late change at first. It'll be Wells instead of Maselli. They flop spots with Maselli as the DH instead. At second base is West. Sweatland is at third. Tanner Burns is a shortstop. Brands in left. Schaff in center. And Taylor is in right. And if you've never been here before, down the lines at this ballpark, it is 320. In the power alleys, it's 350, and dead center, it's 390. Much different than what we're used to at Kelly Automotive Park. So, well, we're just about ready to go. Clemens is on the hill, and Tanner Murphy is in the box. First pitch on the evening is going to be hit to right field, I beg your pardon, and that's going to be caught out there by Taylor. 1 pitch, 1 out, and that first pitch tonight is 7:07. And it's currently 87 degrees and humid here in Springfield.
Yeah, like you said, it's a little humid. So far this year, it tends to be when the humidity has been high, the balls have been flying out all over the place. So we're looking forward to maybe seeing a few home runs tonight. But next for Blue Sox will be Pavin Parks stepping in.
He takes one high and inside. And if you're just joining us, we will not have any video for you tonight. We have the audio hopefully throughout the game. Seems to be working pretty well so far. Parks takes a called strike on a tailing fastball. It looked like it maybe caught the corner just barely. One out. Parks is ready to go. Here's the pitch from Clemens. It's a swinging strike, and it's now 1-2. Another pitch on the outer half. Of course, Champion City has dirt infield here at Carlton-Davidson, one of the few in the Prospect League that has not gone to turf. A little chopper foul back behind home plate by Parks keeps him alive at 1-2.
Yeah, like you said, the field here being dirt, home in Kelly Automotive Park, Blue Sox playing on turf, but this natural surface here has taken a lot of rain. It seems to have held up, though, here. You wouldn't know at all that they had a flood last week by looking at the field tonight.
Park strikes out on a high fastball, 2 down in the first. Yeah, you would have never guessed that the whole stadium was flooded. In fact, when we were coming up the steps to the press box, one of the people who work here said that it was all the way up halfway to about a 20K stairwell.
Yeah.
So here's Calvin Scott, the right fielder from the University of Delaware. He's in, and here's the pitch from Clemens. Scott takes pitch just a bit high. Another fastball from the lefty.
Scott comes into the game with a .288 average, but a .427 on base percentage. So drawing a lot of walks, 25 walks, finding ways to get on base. He's also hitting the ball hard lately.
Another pitch high. Looks like fastball heavy early on from Clemens. He really hasn't thrown too much breaking stuff, but you might expect that out of a guy who comes out of the pen most of the time.
Yeah, he had 4 starts in college with the Chargers, and this is his first start of the summer season, though.
Yeah, sinking line drive into center field will fall down, and that's going to be the first hit of the ball game. Calvin Scott with a 2-out single just hit it right back up the box and planted it into shallow center field in front of Jack Schaff, who got it in quickly.
I'll bring up James Meeker, who's leading the Blue Sox with a .323 average on the season.
Yeah, we always say at the cap, it's left-handed hitting much friendlier to that left-handed batter. But here it's pretty much even. It's a symmetrical ballpark. So one of the few that you'll see. Most of them, they have their little kind of
quirks.
Nuances.
It's relatively newer field and stadium.
First pitch was a ball. Now Meeker lines a shot up the middle. That'll be a base hit. 2 men on here with 2 outs. A little 2-out lightning from the Blue Sox. And, Pat, that's something that we've seen a lot, especially on the road. We'll be looking at point streak or whatever, and all of a sudden, 2 outs, there's 4 base hits in a row.
Yeah, the Blue Sox are completely unafraid, it seems, when they get down 2 outs early. Like, and that's first inning, 2 quick outs just on the first 4 or 5 pitches, but doesn't throw them off kilter at all. 2 quick singles, hard hit balls up the end of the outfield. So runners on first and second, and they're in business.
Yeah, now it's Christian Webb's turn. Webb catching tonight. He's played some first base this summer as well. When Ferguson needs a date off, he will gladly go out there and play first. He's done a good job at first base. Check of second by Clemens. Here's the pitch. It is a called strike. That one actually looked like might have been a little bit of a slider. Had a little bit of break to it, and it hit the outside edge. Webb was taken all the way. The 0-1. Check swing on a curveball that fell off the table. Good hold up by Webb. Evens the count of 1 apiece.
Kings tonight sporting their red uniforms, light gray pants. Blue Sox counter with their dark blue and their dark gray pants.
1-1. High fastball, but Webb couldn't lay off, and it's now 1-2. Yeah, and these jerseys last night got us 11 runs against West Virginia, except for minus the pants. But
that's right. Went with a rare road uniform at home. But
Sox have won 7 of their last 10 coming into tonight. 1-2 runners take off. So Webb strikes out, and that will end the inning. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left stranded. We'll go to the bottom half here, and Pat will give you the Champion City lineup.
Champion City tonight opens up with Noah West will be leading off, your second baseman this evening. Hitting second, number 29, Jack Schaff in center field. In the 3-hole, number 43, Louis Maselli is the designated hitter. As Jaron alluded to, a late switch as Philip Wells moves to first base. He will be hitting cleanup, number 30. Hitting fifth, number 21, Tanner Burns will be out at shortstop. Hitting sixth will be number 14, Gage Taylor out in right field. Number 33, Jet Sweatland will be playing third base tonight. And number 35, DJ Dillon will be catching in the 8th hole. And finally, number 12, Jordan Brands will be playing in left field for the Champion City Kings.
And they're going to face Jack Herzing. And we talked about Clemens in the first half, Pat. Herzing, also a guy making his first start of the summer. And but he's kind of used to starting because he had a lot of starts at Penn State Barron this spring.
That's right. Herzing comes into the game for the Blue Sox, having played in 16 games, but again, this is his first start, so 2 pitchers on the mound today making their first start. 25 innings pitched for Herzing. He's allowed 21 runs, 19 walks, 32 strikeouts. He has a 1-1 record and a 3.15 ERA.
Yeah, and then Jack in college made 11 starts, went 5-3, pair of complete games, went 58 2/3 innings pitched. This in the spring, 47 hits, 36 runs, 25 of them earned, 80 strikeouts to 30 walks. That's a 12.27 K per 9 innings. That's pretty impressive. And he had a 3.84 ERA.
It's really like what you like to see with these younger pitchers. You don't want to see them beating themselves, getting a lot of walks. You know, a lot of times it's better, I think, to give up a hit than a walk. At least make them work for it, give your defense a chance.
Well, here's Noah West from Ohio State University, right-handed batter. lead things off for Champion City. And I believe they're wearing their gray pants here tonight because in that flood, they lost their white pants because they were down in their locker rooms and they got flooded out. So they're down to one uniform for the whole summer, from what I understand. It's just the red top and the gray pants. First pitch, West pops it a mile high. And waiting for it is Maglione at second. He has it for the first out. So just how we started the top half, the bottom half is one pitch and one out.
I don't think there's going to be any rain in the air, but a few clouds overhead, partly cloudy.
Thank goodness.
Which is a Blue Sox are not unfamiliar. It seems to be partly cloudy every game at home for Butler, so perhaps make it a little easier to judge the fly balls with a few clouds up there.
Well, for one out, and here's Jack Schaff. This guy's a very good hitter. We've seen him have some good success against the Blue Sox this summer since he came in about the midway point, right around the 4th of July whenever they were in for 3 games. Herzing misses with the first one. Now the 1-0. Swing and miss on the fastball.
This is Schaff's 24th game of the season tonight. Has 79 at bats, 29 hits. He scored 21 runs. Does have 6 home runs as well, which leads the Kings.
1-1 foul tip off of Webb. And defensively for the Blue Sox, Webb behind home plate. Ferguson at first, Maglione at second. Meeker at third, Parks at shortstop. Carew in left, Mercanja in center, and Calvin Scott is in right field. One thing about this stadium, Pat, they got the big video board. They got a Jack Schaff's picture up there. His mug's on the scoreboard.
They do.
1-2 deliveries upstairs and inside. Now the 2-2. Check swing. No, he went around. Strike 3. Herzing with his first K. Got him with a curveball that was started out at his chest and then ended up dropping below the knees. Very good break on that curveball.
Yeah, he didn't seem, definitely hesitated there. Didn't want to swing, but couldn't quite resist. As Louis Maselli will step into the box as the 3-hitter.
Yeah, as we said earlier, was scheduled to play first base tonight, but at the last moment was moved to DH. Usually whenever there's a scratch, that guy's out of the lineup for the night, not just switching positions. Foul ball here. It's 0-2 quickly on Herzing, or on on Maselli by Herzing. He's not fooling around out there. He's back on the hill, ready to go again. Webb setting up outside, and the pitch comes inside, and Maselli swings through it for strike 3. Back-to-back K's to end the inning. 1-2-3 go the Kings in the bottom half of the first. We'll go to the second with it scoreless here in Springfield. Patrick Ferguson leads off here in the top of the second. As it's scoreless here so far. 2 hits for Butler, none for Champion City. Taylor Clemens ready to go. Here's the first pitch of the second. High fastball. Ferguson swings through it. Ferg, of course, the home run leader right now in the Prospect League. 6 away from the Prospect League record. Pitch outside, but he's also had problems with the punch out.
That's right. He has. Don't usually see a player that has a chance to set 2 all-time league records in one season, but he could very well do it here with strikeouts and home runs.
1-1 misses away. He has drawn a lot more walks as of late. I think he's up around 25.
Yeah, up to 24 walks on the season, which is pretty good.
Ferguson just misses that when he fouls it straight back into the net.
He has been definitely, and then any time that he seems to hit the ball that doesn't go over the fence, it's quite a shot. He almost, I think, seriously injured a pitcher last night. He was just able to get out of the way. But
2-2 curveball, couldn't lay off. Strike 3, and there's 1 away. Yeah, he gave him a buzz cut on that single last night up the middle. Stefan Merkanj is up next. He was the hero earlier in the week with the big 2-run shot against Chillicothe that put them ahead for good. Also had a home run here. Takes a ball to start it off his at-bat. Well, here's the 1-0. Merkanja hits it to right field, but that'll hook foul and out of the stadium.
he has the 2 home runs. He has 2 triples. He has 3 doubles, and total of 16 hits and 68 at bats. So about half, 7 out of his 16 hits have been for extra bases.
Here's the 1-1 from Clemens. Fastball fouled over top the net and might have put a dent in the top of this press box. We're safe because it's fully covered by the net. But the roof isn't.
It is, yeah, a lot less netting than you would see at Kelly Automotive Park, but of course a lot more foul territory here than at home.
Another foul ball by Merkan, just straight back to stay alive.
The Cap, of course, has probably least amount of foul territory in the league. A pretty unique feature. Fans, I think, like it being right on top of the game, but things spread out a little more here.
1-2 again to Merkanji. He takes called strike 3. He didn't like the call. It was a curveball that kind of dipped in right at his hands, but he has to head back to the dugout. Back-to-back Ks here. One thing I like about this park more than ours is you can actually see all the foul territory.
Yes. That's the press box at the Kelly Automotive Park, possibly not designed by somebody who'd ever watched a baseball game.
Maglione with a ground ball past the third baseman, Sweatland, and he's headed for second, and he'll be there with a stand-up double. Keeps up right where he left off last night. He had a couple of doubles and I think 4 total RBI in that ball game. An 11-3 win over West Virginia. Yeah, 2 outs, and now Ben Carew stepping in with an opportunity to plate the first run of this game.
Somewhat of a replay of the first inning there with 2 quick outs, and then Blue Sox get a runner on second base quite quickly.
Carew has hit the ball very well as of late. Raised his average almost 100 points in the last 2 weeks. Time called. So Clemens will take a stroll around the mound.
Grew up to a 275 average in 35 games this year.
Here's a check of second. And the pitch. Carew with a drive to right, but that'll hold up for Taylor, who makes the catch. It was well hit on a line, but just right to the right fielder for the final out. No runs. 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. Bottom of the second coming up here in Springfield. It's scoreless. Ready to go here in the bottom half of the second inning. Philip Wells will lead off. I'm Jaron Steele, joined tonight by our general manager and scorekeeper, baseball with the Blue Sox. Does just about everything. You know, he's getting a chance to be on the air tonight for the first time since
our loss in the
yeah
playoffs at Chillicothe
Yeah.
back in 2014.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah, Pat, this is hopefully this result's a little bit better. Strike call to start it off here to Philip Wells. Herzing hits the fastball on the outside corner.
Made a few road trips over the years down to West Virginia. We got beat up twice. So I made a trip to Chillicothe. We lost that game. So a couple wins in Lorraine I did see. We're hoping to.
You got to see us clinch in Lorraine. But
That's
we didn't
right,
get to
yeah.
do radio that night because they didn't have any internet.
Yes. Yeah.
Boy, that was a real kick in the pants. 1-1. Ground ball to second. Maglione with a backhanded stop. Throw to first in time. Good job by Maglione. Ranging over towards second base. He's kind of did a half slide, backhanded the ball, and fires to Ferguson for the out. Off the bat, that looked like it might get through, but Maglione showing his range. Got there with relative ease.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Herzing, this is his first start of the summer. Perhaps, and as you alluded to, he's coming out right after these pitchers or these hitters, not wasting a lot of time. Perhaps that comes from his mentality of being in the bullpen, so many times over the year, and he's just brought that same mentality with him even at the beginning of the game. It's working out well so far.
Yeah. Well, ball to the backstop here. 2-0 to Tanner Burns. First pitch missed high. That one he's got away from Webb, but with nobody on, you're not going to worry about that. Yeah. Tanner Burns has got a dog with him on the scoreboard up there. He hits a ball to center field. Ranging over towards right center is Mercanja, and he has it 2 away here in the bottom of the second.
Bring up Gage Taylor, hitting 6th, the right fielder for the Kings tonight. He's hitting .299 on the year in 38 games. So he's been here the entire season.
He played for them last season too, Gage Taylor. He's got a, what's Beethoven? Remember the movie Beethoven, the dog? What the heck that? St. Bernard?
Yes.
I think that's what he has on with him. It's dog night here, if you didn't know. First pitch missed for a ball now. Ball popped to left field, and Ben Carew is got it. And 3 up, 3 down for the second straight inning. 6 in a row retired to start the ball game by Jack Herzing. We'll go to the third, scoreless here in Springfield. Top of the third here at Carlton-Davidson Stadium. Tanner Murphy will lead off. He flew out to right field in his first at-bat. Blue Sox with 3 hits so far. First pitch is a called strike. What did you say the umpire's name was tonight? Heckler? Keckler?
Keckler.
It'd be better if it was Heckler. Be a great name for an umpire. Ground ball to third base hit down the left field line, and Murphy's around first. He'll head to second and be there with a stand-up double to start off the top of the third.
No issue there for Murphy. That'll be his 11th double of the year as he ties Brady Gulikowski for the Blue Sox lead in that category.
Very similar to the hit by Maglione right down the third base line. No chance for Sweatland on either one of them. And it went all the way to the corner by the Blue Sox bullpen out there. They're hanging out right by the, maybe 10 feet from the foul line. And they got a pretty good view of the ball game, hanging out there. Well, at the plate is Pavin Parks. He digs in, and Clemens throws a pitch low. Parks showed bunt, but he pulled it back pretty quickly.
Not generally a theme the Blue Sox have used this season as the sacrifice bunt. Parks probably more likely to be bunting for a base hit in this situation.
And he did lay down a immaculate bunt last week right up the first base line.
It was, yes, textbook.
The 1-0. Parks takes outside. Oh, never mind. Called strike. That looked like it was off the corner, but going to get the call there.
Parks coming into the game with 19 RBIs. He's the guy for the Blue Sox that has jumped around the lineup throughout the season.
And our view here, we're right behind home plate. It's wonderful compared to where I have to sit at our park. Not that I'm complaining. That was a very similar pitch, maybe a little bit further outside, so it was rolled a ball 2-1. But it seems like that's the theme. They're trying to work Pavin on the outer half here and try to maybe get him to chase something. And they also don't want him to pull the ball, because if he does, then that'll allow the runner to advance even if it's a ground out. 2-1. Check swing, foul ball to the backstop. Parks looked a little upset with himself that he offered it that pitch. It looked like it was going to miss low, but he just had the bat head out early on a curveball and couldn't get it to getting hold up in time, and it just found the end of the bat and rolled to the backstop. The 2-2, Parks will hit it to third base. It's in foul territory. Sweatland will make the catch about 5 feet from the wall for the first out.
Similar play last night at Kelly Automotive Park, where the ball went behind the stands and the Blue Sox were actually able to tag up from third base on a sac fly to the third baseman. But here there being no stands out there, just lots of grass. No chance of tagging up here.
Yeah, Dan Ward actually threw to second on that play because he knew he had no chance of throwing home unless he threw it up over GA. Here's Calvin Scott. He will hit the ball to right field, and over by the line, making the catch is Taylor. Runner bluffs the tag. Good throw by Taylor, and it's a good thing that Murphy stayed at second base.
Another 2 quick outs here, reversing the first 2 innings. It went out, out, hit. Now we have hit, out, out. So the result, however, is the same with a runner at second. Another guy in scoring position still with the Blue Sox with 2 outs.
Well, we need to get those 2 outs out of the way to start scoring some runs, apparently. That seems to be the road remedy. James Meeker steps in. He's ready to go. And Clemens checks out at second. Here's the pitch. Meeker swings through it for the first strike.
Meeker is actually hitting, has quite a few. 8 hits this season with runners in scoring position and 2 outs. So he's one of the guys for the Blue Sox that doesn't seem to be afraid to let loose even with 2 outs here.
The 0-1 outside. The catcher, Dylan, tried to frame that up. He basically brought that from the other batter's box all the way over to the outside corner, but umpire was not going to buy that.
You didn't need robot umpires to catch the pitch framing on that one.
Now, if I can see it from back here, I'm sure he's going to be fine. 1-1 outside in the dirt. Nice block, though, by Dylan to keep it in front of him and hold Murphy at second base. Although with his speed, I feel like a ball out of the infield will score him. I mean, it would need a good throw. He's got great speed. Clemens kind of taking another stroll here. Now he'll get back on the hill. And sets. Here's the 2-1. That is a called strike on the outside corner.
Meeker with a line drive single up the middle in the first inning.
See if we can do that again here. Here's the 2-2. Meeker with a line drive to left. That's a base hit. Murphy's around third, and he will score an RBI single for James Meeker, and the Blue Sox are on the board. It's 1-0.
Scores there without any issue whatsoever. This is the ball just to the kind of down the line to the left side of the left fielder.
Yeah.
But he wasn't even considering throwing home on that one.
Great approach, 2 strikes, takes it opposite field and drives home the first run of the game. Now it's Christian Webb's turn. And here's the pitch. Webb hits it to left center. That's just outside the infield. And making the catch is the shortstop Burns for the final out. But the Blue Sox are on the board. A single RBI single by James Meeker scores Tanner Murphy, and they lead 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the third. Blue Sox lead at 1-0 here as we play the bottom of the third, and Jets Wetland will lead off. Boy, this guy has been a pain in the Blue Sox side all summer, including last week when these guys were here. He hit a grand slam to help the Kings come back and steal a victory. First pitch is a fastball from Herzing. It's called strike.
Being Swetland's first at bat tonight, he has a .220 average on the season. 24 hits, 109 at bats.
Fouls one over the stadium.
This will be his 33rd game this season. He also played for the Kings last summer, I believe.
Yes, he did. That's Kellen His favorite baseball name, Jet Sweatland.
That's a good name.
0-2, foul ball again. Setting up outside was Webb, and Herzing hit his spot. Just Sweatland got a piece of it. I think Itchy Burt's is the best baseball name in the league this year, though. He's usurped Jet Sweatland.
He has. I think we will be seeing Mr. Burt's fairly soon, if I'm not mistaken, in Butler.
Check swing. Doesn't matter. It's called strike 3 anyway, and that's the first out of the inning. Herzing with his third strikeout. He's retired 7 in a row to start the game. And Jack he's a pretty quiet guy. We saw him today, didn't really say much, and I talked to him a couple times last year. He's just a quiet guy, but boy, when he's out there on the mound, he's out there walking around, pacing. He's got shows a lot of emotion out there. Here's the first pitch to Dylan. That is a bit low.
Does his talking with his left arm.
That's right.
That's what we like to see in a pitcher.
The 1-0 is fouled off. Herzing went to St. Mary's, where the Straw Brewery is, one of my favorite beers. Here's the 1-1. Fastball, that's a good one, right on the outer edge. And Dylan just watches it go by for strike 2. The 1-2 delivery. Inside, gets by Webb. Comes all the way back to him, though, off the backstop. There was a guy on third on that situation. He would have been out of luck because it came right back to him.
Dylan hitting just 190 on the season, which is probably about average for a catcher, but he has drawn 15 walks, so his on-base percentage is up at 390, which is pretty uncommon for a catcher.
2-2 ground ball to shortstop. Haven Parks has it, and his throw is in time to get Dylan 2 away.
Bring up the left fielder, Jordan Brands, who is in just his 3rd game of the season for the Kings. As coming into the game, had 1 at bat, and he got a hit.
How about that?
And then he got caught stealing.
Oh. So he started out well. Then he didn't make it past first base.
Well, we'll see what he does here in his tonight in his first at bat.
Well, Brands actually played for the minors last year, I believe. Oh, ground ball up the middle base hit, so he's 2 for 2. Right back up the box. No chance for Herzing as it just went right by him on the mound, and that's the first hit of the ball game for the Kings after Herzing retires 8 straight to begin the ball game.
Yeah, breaks up the perfect game in a no-hitter in one fell swoop. Back to the top of the order for the Kings, and second baseman Noah West.
Yeah, Noah from Ohio State, one of the few guys that Champion City has that play for the Buckeyes. Curveball is in there for a called strike. Good pitch from Herzing. He's got a really good curveball. And, of course, we've seen a lot of good Ohio State players. Remember Ronnie Dawson played for Chillicothe.
MVP of the league.
Now he's playing professional ball in the Astros organization. It's a little throw over, half-hearted throw by Herzing, just checking on him. Really, Brands hadn't moved too far. Now he's going to go. Webb will throw down to second, and he is safe. He's safe. The tag might have been a little bit late from Maglione. It was a close play. The throw beat him, but, well, now he's 1 for 2 in the stolen base department.
Yeah, dove in head first there, so he was not deterred by being caught stealing in his first attempt, and has his first stolen base of the summer for the Kings now.
So it's 1-1 on West. Herzing's delivery, fastball, hit to left or right field, I beg your pardon, and that is right to Calvin Scott. He drifted over about 4 steps, makes the catch, and ends the inning. So the Kings get their first base runner of the night, but he's left stranded. We'll go to the 4th with Butler on top 1-0. Patrick Ferguson leads off the top of the fourth. Pat joked that he always seems to find himself in a leadoff spot, and 2 times tonight he's done that. He's the beer batter here tonight. Yeah, first pitch foul tip by Ferg. This seems like a place where there's cars parked probably, 100 yards behind the fence out there?
Probably not even that far.
No. Maybe only like 60 or 70 yards. But they aren't safe if he can get a hold of one.
You're right. He's had a few, and it doesn't look like he's swinging hard. Even when he gets a hold of one, it's almost like he's slow motion, and it just jumps off his bat.
It's a 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. Ferguson. Nope, there's a ball driven way out of here to deep right center. Goodbye. It did hit the cars. He needed to hook it a little bit more down the line, but we'll take it. A solo ball from Patrick Ferguson, and it is now 2-0, his 15th of the summer.
15th of the summer, as you alluded to earlier, leads the Prospect League.
Whoa. Another huge bomb from Ferguson.
Yeah, as we were saying, there's not really anything in between with him. Theme seems to be strikeout or it's a no-doubter, and that was absolutely a no-doubter on that one.
I believe that's the 8th time he's hit a solo bomb here this year. And his 8th time he hit it in the leadoff spot.
Yes.
Wow. Merconja takes a ball. He's ahead 2-0. Swing through on a fastball on the inside part of the plate.
Being the 15th home run of the summer for Ferguson, just now 5 away from the all-time Prospect League record. It was set a few years ago by Giancarlo Brunoni of the Chillicothe Paints. Had 20 in that summer and had certainly one of the furthest ones we've ever seen at Kelly Automotive Park, literally hitting the scoreboard.
Yeah, just like Dan Ward did the other night.
Exact same spot.
3-1 now on Merconja after a ball went to the backstop. And here's the delivery from Clemens. It's a called strike. Hit the inside corner, right at the knees. Pretty good pitch. That's one you're going to take most times 3-1 because it's one you're not going to do a lot with. Here's the 3-2. It's a chopper off of Merconja's foot, and that'll keep the count full. 2-0 Blue Sox here now after Ferguson's bomb. But judging by where that landed, if he does hit it down the line, there's a Ford Crown Victoria out there in the parking lot that probably would have had sirens going off. The car alarms.
It wouldn't have been pretty.
Another foul ball by Merconja to stay alive. Good battle here. He the other night fouled off 6 in a row. He ended up grounding out, but it was just a really great at-bat. 3-2, line to center, and Schaff drifting over towards right center has it, 1 away in the 4th. But he put a good swing on that one.
He absolutely did hit that ball really hard.
Very, very hard. But unfortunately, the loud outs happen, and he'll take that as a hitter.
Maglione stepping in next. You had the double in the 2nd inning down the line.
Speaking of a guy who's been seeing the ball well, last 2 nights, been in fuego. Even in that suspended game, he had the game-winning sac fly with the bases loaded. Strike call to Maglione on the inside part of the plate. And here's the 0-1. Check swing, bouncer, blocked by Dillon. The 0-2 misses outside. As a hitter down 0-2 here, you're just looking to try to put the ball the other way most likely, unless you get a mistake pitch. Maglin fouls one off his foot and now hobbles around a little bit. Those are never fun.
Yeah, as we mentioned, Clemens does have the strikeouts, 23 strikeouts in just 18 innings this year. Has 3 tonight.
4.
4
I
tonight.
fake news you there. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
That was my fault. Maglin still trying to hobble off that foul ball. In fact, really nice of the catcher, DJ Dillon, to go out and talk.
Yeah, give him a few moments. So
now even the umpire's getting involved. He's dusting the plate off.
Give him some time to stretch it out as he walks around the home plate area here, shaped, the outline of dirt shaped like home plate, which is kind of a, saw that also in Richmond.
Yeah, it's a nice touch.
Former Prospect League team.
One, two again. Here it is. Fouled over our heads. You hear it? Oh, there it comes back down. Young fan gets it. Must have hit the gutter and rolled out. I can only imagine what it would be like if there was no net here in front of us. Be balls bouncing off the glass all the time.
It would be back in the early days of Kelly Automotive Park. There was only a net so high. Then they had to add a second net on top of that one right behind home plate because there were 3 or 4 direct foul balls back at the press box window, and our PA announcer Jay wasn't a big fan of that one.
1-2 again. Chop to third. Swetland has it, and the throw over will get Maglione. There's 2 away. So that's another good at bat. Just like Mercanges, fouled a few off, up the pitch count. He ends up grounding out, but that's better than him going down looking on 3 pitches.
Yeah, make him work for it.
And that brings up Ben Carew.
Carew flew out to right field to end the second inning.
Ben goes Kent State. We passed that on our way here. Took Interstate 80 to 71 instead of going out 79 to 70 because there's a lot of construction on Interstate 70 right now, and it just clogs up traffic. So we decided to take the more circuitous route, but it probably saved us time in the end. Pitch outside. 1-1 now to Carew.
Yeah, the Kings being one of the 3 closest teams to the Blue Sox. Butler, in terms of the Prospect League, we're a bit out on an island. 3 teams about 4.5 hours away.
Chopper up the middle. Shortstop Burns gets there, throws to first, but he won't get the speedy Carew. Beats it by a step. In fact, the ball actually bounced out of Wells' mitt anyway, but that should be a single, and it is. A 2-out single nonetheless for Carew. Now we'll turn the lineup over.
Burns got to the ball, and then he spun around at a 360. He seemed to have trouble getting the ball out of his glove while he was doing that, and just got beat by a step.
Yeah, a little whirling dervish out there behind second base. Right, here's Murphy, doubled and scored in the third. Carew with a decent lead at first. Here's the pitch. Murphy takes inside, had to bend out of the way of a fastball. Oh, ball line past the second baseman West. Out into right field. Now the right fielder Taylor slips, and that will allow a run to score, and now Carew's caught. Or Murphy, is caught between second and third, and he's going to try to make it to third, but the catcher's there to tag him out. And that'll end the inning. But the Blue Sox do get another run here as Carew comes in to score on an RBI double to left field by Murphy, and then he's
put out on the 9-4-6-2.
There you go.
Old habits die hard. I have to keep track of that.
Hey, well, I'm glad you did because I have a hard time with those. But, hey, good news is Blue Sox add on. They scored 2 more runs. And we'll go to the bottom of the 4th with Butler leading at 3-0. Bottom of the 4th, 2-3-4 due up for Champion City. Butler ahead 3-0. They've already belted out 8 hits through 4 innings, and one of them being a solo bomb by Ferguson. They've also had 3 doubles in this game, so extra base hits aplenty so far, and they've given Jack Herzing some run support here. And he's back on the hill, gets a strike call to begin the 4th to Jack Schaff.
I think our scouting report on Clemens was accurate. Gives up a lot of hits, which he has, 8 hits in 4 innings. And that was his 6th home run he's given up this summer. But, again, hasn't shot himself in the foot with any walks, which can just kill a team, as Champion City was on the good end of last night.
Herzing up 0-2. Fastball misses away, but he's hitting the glove with regularity. He's not missing the spots very much at all. Well, Webb is putting the glove out, and he's pretty much putting it right on the target. 1-2 inside and a bit low probably as well. But, again, another good spot.
Herzing continues to work quickly here.
Yeah, Jack not messing around. He comes back with his 2-2, and that misses away. So now he's full to Schaff, who struck out swinging in the 1st inning. One of the Kings' best hitters this summer. Goes to the Florida International. Payoff from Herzing is low and inside. Ball 4, first walk issued tonight by either team. And it's the leadoff variety to Schaff.
Schaff hitting in the 2-hole has 6 stolen bases and has been caught stealing 3 times. So not a ton of action out there on the bases, but still somebody to keep an eye on.
Brings up Louis Maselli, the DH. Herzing's first pitch is high and away. Maselli was a strikeout victim in the 1st inning. Here's the 1-0. That's a fastball. That is a little bit high, I guess. Looked pretty good, but might have been just above the belt, and that makes it 2-0. 2-0 is low now, and Herzing all of a sudden has lost his command a bit.
Blue Sox and Champion City, neither one, surprisingly, hitting very well as a team. The Blue Sox come in ranked 8th in the league in average with 266. The Kings at 9th place with 262 average, and yet they've somehow managed to work their way into 1st and 2nd place in the Eastern Division.
Herzing gets a strike here. How's the pitching stack up?
They Looks like if you go by ERA, the Kings are number 1 in ERA.
Line drive to second, caught by Maglione. Throw to first. They double off Schaff. Oh, my. That's a good way to get out of a jam. A line out double play. It was 3-0 just a minute ago, and now it's 2 outs. It looked like he was going to have back-to-back walks. That's baseball, though.
They say it's difficult to announce a baseball game because there's so much time that you have to fill in between pitches, but this being my first game of the year, I feel like there's a lot going on here. It's hard to keep track of everything all at once.
Things are happening. That was a good one, though.
That was.
Remember we were at Jamestown a couple years ago? And we lost, of course, that night, too, when you were here.
Yes.
But the rain came in, and it was, that was one of the things that were happening. That was that moment.
Trying to, cover equipment up and continue to announce the game at the same time.
Trying to close the doors, and it wouldn't work. Oh, it was awful. That was a great ballpark, though. Here's Phillip Wells, who is 0 for 1. He grounded out to second base his first time up. Now he takes a called strike to make the count 1-2.
Wells comes in, no doubles, no triples, but does have 1 home run on this season.
This ball hit the center field and fairly well. Going back is Mercanje, and he has it on the run for the final out. Good read off the bat, and he kind of made that look pretty easy. It sounded a lot, it was going to be a lot further than what it ended up being.
It did, but the double play and then followed by the fly out quickly gets the Blue Sox out of the inning. As Herzing faces the minimum of 3 batters, no runs, no hits, no errors, no men left on.
Yep, and send us to the 5th with the Blue Sox ahead 3-0.
Pavin Parks will lead it off, the 2-hitter for the Blue Sox in the 5th inning.
0 for 2 thus far, but looking to change that here. He's hitting close to 300.
Hitting 301 during the game.
Even better than 300. Well, now he's probably like 299 or something. But first pitch is a called strike. Parks is not liking the spot on that call, and it looked like it was about around his shins, but hey, umpires make mistakes just like broadcasters.
Say the definition of the strike zone is when the umpire says it's a strike.
That's right.
Go with that one.
Fastball outside, 1-1 now. So used to the video to be able to get through like 3 or 4 pitches and not have to call one. Ground ball to first. That's a fair ball.
There was no indication.
Yeah, fair ball down the line. Parks will stop at first, right down the first base line. No, now they're going to call it a foul ball.
There was no call whatsoever.
Hold on. We're going to have a meeting of the minds. We'll see how good these minds are here in a second.
The field umpire made no reaction at all. He's standing down there on the first base line, which you'd have to assume he has a good angle. And if he makes no...
He pointed foul, though, didn't he, just a minute ago?
I not. Yeah, after the fact.
Yeah,
after Parks is already standing on first base, and now looks like they're going to call it a foul ball and make him go back and hit again.
I don't know. He's not moving. I can tell you that much.
He doesn't seem to be happy about it, but
I thought it was foul myself. It was very, very close.
it was a hard hit ball. I think the confusing thing here is the home plate umpire will talk to Cody Harold now, is that there was no immediate call from the umpire. Usually when that ball goes past the base, they're making a
well,
if
you
it's
got
foul,
to go one or the
foul.
other. You got it, you got it. You know, you can't just stand there with your arms folded.
Yeah.
You got to make a call. And you can't wait until he's at first and everybody in the stadium's yelling at him to bend and change his call. Well, instead it's just a strike. It's 1-2. So hopefully that's the last type of thing like that we have here tonight. And Pavin will fouling off his foot.
That one goes to the backstop. That was pretty clearly a foul.
Yeah, I don't think there will be any argument down that one. Those plays down the line are tough for umpires. He's standing right there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where he was positioned right at the first base bag and never made a move. 1-2, swing and a miss. Parks chases a curveball away, and instead of a leadoff single, he'll head back to the dugout with a strikeout.
Calvin Scott will step in, 3-hitter for the Blue Sox. He's 1 for 2 with a single. He had the first hit of the game for the Blue Sox back in the first inning.
First pitch popped way up there in foul territory. The first baseman, Wells, will make the play for the second out. That brings up James Meeker, who is 2 for 2. A couple of singles and an RBI.
Meager out of the University of Delaware, but from Wexford, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, with the North Allegheny, just down the road. One of Butler's main rivals, although they usually beat them in everything. For Butler High.
We won't bring that up.
1-0, check swing, and roll the ball. Now it'll be appeal. No, no swing. 2-0.
I was in Butler's band. We were usually better than the other one, so.
Well, there you go. Hey, they have a good basketball program now.
That's what I hear.
Yeah, made it to the championship this year. Hard hits ball right to the shortstop on 3 hops. He'll field it and throw to first. That's Burns to Wells to retire the side.
1-2-3 inning after the Blue Sox thought they had something, but they don't. And
yeah.
We'll take a break.
Yeah, we'll be back.
Back here with the bottom of the 5th inning as Tanner Burns, Gage Taylor, and Jet Swetland will be the hitters for the Champion City Kings. Jack Herzing still on the mound. Faced one batter over the minimum through 4 innings in his first start of the year for the Blue Sox.
First pitch is a fastball that misses well upstairs. Brought Webb out of the crouch. A scoreboard malfunction here. We're back at the top of the first. Swing and a miss. Don't take us back in time here. We got a good start here. 3-0 lead. Burns now on a 1-1 count. Ball hit to right center, and that will get down past Mercanju. Gets the ball in quickly, but not before a stand-up double for Burns to begin the 5th.
Mercanju ran a long way on that one. I thought he might have a chance to get it, but it's just too far out there behind him. And then, of course, Calvin Scott coming over from right field. We know he has speed, but was able to fall in just shy of the warning track, and Mr. Burns is on second base.
Yeah, brings up Gage Taylor. That's just the second hit for the Kings in this game off of Herzing. That was definitely the hardest hit ball off him tonight. Maybe other than that line out to second for the double play. First pitch is a strike to Taylor. Fastball misses above the belt. We play the bottom of the 5th here on a gorgeous night in Springfield, Ohio.
It's about as nice as it could be weather-wise. The sun here sets somewhat opposite to how it does at Kelly Automotive Park, where here the sun is setting so that the first baseman will get it right in his eyes if he gets a throw over there. Kelly Automotive Park, it's the third baseman and left fielder that struggle with the setting sun.
Ground ball to second. Maglione has it, and he'll throw to first. Runner will move up to third, but they do get the first out here. 4-3 put out of Gage Taylor.
Set things up for Jet Swetland, who struck out in the 3rd inning. And he comes into tonight's game with 21 RBIs.
I think 19 of them are against Butler. He did have a grand slam, and he had 2 homers in a game earlier this year against Butler. So, wait, he has 5 on the summer? And I think he's hit 6. Yeah, he must have got one recently. So, half of them have come against Butler. Here's a pop-up on the infield. That won't get it done. Ferguson is halfway between the mound and first base to make the catch for the second out. That's a big out there. I mean, if ball to the outfield gets the Kings their first run, most likely. Instead, a pop-up in the infield now is going to put some pressure on DJ Dillon, who is 0 for 1. He grounded out to shortstop his first time up. Herzing sets and delivers. A fastball away.
It's a big batter here for Herzing, just to keep the mental momentum of a shutout going here if he can, with having a runner on third base with 1 out.
Drops in a nice curveball for a called strike. For his first start of the year, he has been solid. I mean, there's a fastball, misses just high. Makes it 2-1. I mean, you look at it, I think his longest outing coming into tonight was 3 innings. So he's already made it well past that. Although, of course, he did pitch a lot in school ball. There's a foul ball. Look out in the general admission section beside us. Oof. The nets do not extend to the dugouts like they do it in Butler. So everybody's got to be paying attention over there in both sides of the general admission sections here above the dugout. 2 outs. Here's the pitch. It's inside. Almost got Dylan, but he hopped back out of the way. So 3-2, 2 outs. Herzing back on the hill. He looks in for the sign from Christian Webb. And here's the payoff. It's upstairs for ball 4. This looked like he was going to go with a curveball, and that thing just did not bend at all. And you could tell right out of his hand he lost the handle on it. It's a 2-out walk to put runners on the corners for Jordan Brands. Singled in his only plate appearance thus far.
You were correct that Herzing's longest outing this year has been 3 innings. Last year when he played for the Blue Sox, he had an outing of 5 2/3, which he pitched quite well in against Kokomo.
So now it's up to Brands, who is ready to go. And here's the pitch from Herzing. It's inside, skips off of the mitt of Webb. Whoa, it's called a strike. That was, poof, get the benefit of the doubt there. Even though we like the Blue Sox to win, that pitch was well inside.
There was a similar one last night where the pitcher missed it, and I think he got called a strike on Ferguson, and he turned around and said to the umpire he missed it.
Ball to the backstop. Webb will flip it home, and now the ball gets away from Herzing, and the runner will move up. 1 runs in to score. Disaster on a wild pitch. And then I would say an error on Christian Webb.
On E2, yes.
Yeah, so it's now 3-1. Burns scores, and Dylan moves to third on an E2.
We brought up the lack of foul territory in Butler earlier. Certainly no guarantee a pitch like that goes to the backstop is not a guarantee you're going to score. Runners a lot more cautious on third base in Butler than they are here. That's an easy run there for Champion City. So the runner scampers home from third base and gets the run. Then we have a run to go from first to third. That's one that if you're the catcher, you just have to eat that.
Good fastball here, makes it 1-2. Yeah, now you're just putting yourself in position for another. If another ball gets by, another run's going to come in. One-two, fastball fouled off. Straight back. Kings faithful trying to will on Jordan Brands here. 1-2 delivery again. Curveball misses upstairs. That bender's just not breaking very much right now. It seems like it's not coming out of his hand right. It starts up at the top of the helmet and comes down to the shoulders. Nobody's going to swing at that. There's a much better breaker, but it's a bouncer, and Webb blocks it. Full count here. Herzing looking to try to find a pitch to punch out Brands. The payoff. Fastball popped up. Webb in foul territory will give away to Ferguson, who has it for the final out. Well, the Kings get one on a wild pitch, and we'll go to the 6th with Butler leading 3-1.
It's time for each and every one of us to face a very troubling fact. There exists a significant heroin and opioid epidemic in not only Butler County, but elsewhere across the country. I'm Rich Goldinger, the District Attorney of Butler County. This is my backyard and yours too. Together, we can work to eradicate the high-level drug dealers that supply these drugs to those using them. Heroin and opioid abuse does not discriminate. Users come from all economic backgrounds, are male and female, and may be teenagers or middle-aged adults. With your help and in conjunction with the Butler County Drug Task Force and the Pennsylvania Office of Attorney General, we can target those dealers who bring this poison into our county. Please report any suspicious activity to your local law enforcement agency, the Pennsylvania State Police, or to my office. This is our ballpark. This is our county. This is our backyard. Let's all say, not in my backyard. Please enjoy tonight's Blue Sox game.
Well, we're ready to go here in the sixth. Butler leading 3-1. Take you a quick trip around the Prospect League here. In the top of the third, Lafayette leads Danville 5-0 out in Danville. And at Linda K. Epling Stadium, the West Virginia Miners have pulled out to a 5-0 lead in the bottom of the fourth. Quincy leads Kokomo 2-1 in Kokomo in the top of the fifth. And Springfield leads Terre Haute 1-0 in a game that's delayed currently due to rain out at Sycamore Stadium in Terre Haute. First batter of the inning is Christian Webb, and he's in a 1-1 count after a fastball was called a strike. The 1-1 is a called strike on the outer half. So Terre Haute is basically another stop on Interstate 70 on the other side of Indiana, so hopefully that weather is not coming this direction. 1-2, curveball, swing through for strike three. Webb strikes out for the second time tonight.
I think if Herzing keeps working at the pace that he is, we probably get out of here before that rain shows up.
Yeah, that's a good point, because we certainly don't want to see it.
It's been a heck of a summer for rain whole way across the Prospect League.
That's an important game, too, because Springfield and Terre Haute are both in that playoff race for the Prospect League West. Here's Patrick Ferguson. He hit a ball into the next county last time up, and he's going to foul the first pitch off up the third base line. Yeah,
the race out west, even closer than the one in the east, is Terre Haute and Danville are tied right now for the 22 and 20, 25 and 22 for the second spot. Lafayette has the lead by 1 game over those two teams. And then Springfield hanging in there at 3.5 back of Lafayette, so just 2.5 out of the race for that final playoff spot. And
pitch outside 1-1. Yeah, another interesting thing, Sliders led that division for a while this year, and, well, they've kind of gone with their name here as Sliders down the standings.
Not unlike Chillicothe, which came out and had quite a start in the East, and they've fallen off to 4th as well.
Ferguson ahead 2-1 after fastball outside. Here's the pitch from Clemens. It's popped out of play. Ferguson, of course, looking to put another ball over the fence, as he's done so often this summer, more than anybody else in the league, by a couple home runs. And from what I understand, the guy from Quincy is chasing him. Here's a ground ball to second, and West has it, throw to first for the second out. But Quincy's baseball stadium is much smaller than ours.
Seems to be, yes. They must have a fan behind home plate or something, because Quincy is leading the league in home runs, and yet they're last in the league by far in terms of record.
I wonder if they're leading the league in home runs given up, too.
It's quite a possibility.
With 2 outs, Stefan Mercange is at the plate. And he will line one to right center. That will get down, and it's bobbled out there. Mercange thought about taking second, but Taylor recovers and throws into second base. It's a 2-out single. And so far today, with 2 outs, the Blue Sox have gotten a hit every inning.
That's what I like to see, consistent.
Oh, except for the fifth.
Except for last inning, yeah. But, like to see consistent offense for the Blue Sox. Doesn't let a pitcher get into a rhythm, keeps them off. Even if they're not scoring runs, they're still keeping them off balance.
Got a couple guys loosening in the pen. They're not throwing on the hill yet, but they're starting to toss around out there. That's one thing, of course, here that we get to see, too, is the guys warming up. Kelly Automotive Park, good luck, especially on our side. From our vantage point, at least, if you're sitting in field level, you can see it. You just got to turn your head to the right. Here's Maglione. He takes a ball. But I do love the intimacy of our stadium. We're right on top of the game. Fans are sitting, maybe 10 feet away?
Not very far at all.
Swing and a miss from Maglione makes it 1-1. Yeah, because the backstop's all of, 8, 10 feet. So That's one of the quirks of I've never seen a stadium with one that close.
No, it seems to have been a feature. I know PNC Park opened up, and
Mercange is going to be picked off here, but if he gets there quickly, he's going to – oh, no, they called him out. It looked like he beat the tag, but maybe he might have pushed his foot off the base, sliding into second. He picked up. He got down quickly, started running. Josh Forbes coming across with his helmet off, looking a little disgusted. But that's the end of the inning. That's a caught stealing because he went before the throw. That's a caught stealing. 1, 2,
136.
1-3, yeah. 1-3-6, yeah. Because making the tag was Burns to end the inning. So we'll go to the bottom half of the sixth. Butler still on top, 3-1. Ready to go here. Bottom of the sixth. Jack Herzing still on the hill for the Blue Sox, who lead it 3-1. So far tonight, 9 hits for the Butler and 1 error. 2 hits for Champion City and no errors.
Back to the top of the order for the Kings here in the 6th inning. Noah West, the second baseman, is over 2, will step to the plate.
Herzing on the hill, shakes off the first sign, gets the one he likes. Here's the first pitch. It's a it might have been a fastball. Whatever it was well outside from start to finish. I thought since it was so far outside, it was going to curve back in, but it just kept going straight.
The old curveball didn't curve.
Here's the 1-0. It's inside. Herzing almost hit West. Has the ball come right back to him. Why couldn't that have happened whenever the guy was trying to score? It's twice that's happened. It come right back to Christian Webb. 2-0, fastball, big cut, but West is behind it. Jamie Switalski taking a stroll out to the bullpen. Maybe he'll be getting loose here in a little bit. There's a line drive to left field, and it will fall in front of Ben Carew for a leadoff single. Third hit for the Kings. That was a no-doubter, roped single to left field.
Bring up Jack Schaff, who was on base last time via a walk and was caught up in that double play, line out to the second baseman.
Schaff has been a very tough out. First pitch is a called strike on the inside. Much to the chagrin of a few people here. We've been there. We know what that's like, especially with our home fans. They get on the umpires. That's the way it is.
Unafraid to voice their opinions.
That's right. Step off and a throw over. West back standing up. Yep, looks like one of the Blue Sox players is getting up out there. To get loose possibly. Starting to stretch. Ball hit the center field, and it's sinking quickly, but coming in left center to make the catch is Mercange for the first out. Ball looked like it was going to travel a bit further off the bat, but it just died in shallow center. Mercange with a great read gets there in time. I'll tell you, he's got a really good instincts in center field. He can cover a lot of ground too, but he seems to always get a good read on the ball.
Yeah, that's a definite factor you have to have, especially at the Butler center fielder being with the giant outfielder in Butler.
Runner goes, ball popped out of Christian Webb's mitt, so it will be a stolen base for West. And that's the second stolen base tonight for Champion City.
As West's 13th stolen base on the summer, he leads the Kings by 5 over anybody else on the team. He hops off second base, possibly looking for more.
Maselli swings through a curveball that dipped well out of the zone, just on top of the plate, so it's 1-1. It looks like Jamie Svitalski is the one stretching out there, or possibly just tying his shoe, one or the other. No, he's definitely starting to get loose. 1-1 upcoming from Herzing. Here's the pitch. It's going to be lined to right field. That'll be a base hit. The runner will be held, and that's a good move because Calvin Scott got the ball in quickly. And there's runners on the corners with one out. And now the Kings are slowly but surely making this a little dangerous with it just being a 3-1 game.
One hop in front of Scott, which you would think that would score a runner from second base, but we've seen Scott's arm on display before, and they were probably smart there not to test him.
Yeah, the acting manager tonight, because Champion City's manager got thrown out last night, he had the stop sign up right away. He's seen Calvin Scott's arm before, I'm going to guess, in this season. So he told West to stay put. Curveball in there for a called strike to Wells. He's 0 for 2, flew out to center field his last time up. Wells goes to Baldwin Wallace.
Kings have come from behind 14 times this season, 14-7 when they've fallen behind early, which is good record to have for that category. Gives the team a lot of confidence that, you know, even if you get down, you could still come back.
Yeah, and a few of them have come against us, unfortunately. Yeah. Bryce Spack is also loosening out there. They're just doing some long toss right now.
Although to counter that one, the Blue Sox have scored first. They're 22-9. So
ground ball up the middle, fielded by Parks. Throw to first is in time to get him. Run will come in to score. That was hit so far deep in the hole that they weren't going to turn a double play, but they do get an important out there. But a run comes in. West scores. It's 3-2.
Parks has shown he has plenty of range there. He didn't have a play like that similar last night where he came across second base, and it's almost one last night was almost more of a routine ball to second baseman.
Yeah.
Parks came across and got the out just as easily. But
tying run on second here for Tanner Burns, who takes a called strike on a fastball. Herzing trying to get through the sixth here with the lead.
Has allowed just 4 hits. They've come at key times, whereas the Blue Sox with just 3 runs and 9 hits.
Here's the 0-1. That's a line drive to left field, base hit around third. And coming home is the tying run, but he will not be the tying run because of Ben Carew's arm out in left field. He throws out Maselli to end the inning.
Play was not close. It was the throw beat him by a good 4 steps. And there's out number 3. Blue Sox stay in the lead, 3-2.
Wow, that was what a strike by Ben Carew. He threw it right on the money to end the inning. Well, the Kings get 1 on 3 hits, no errors, and leave a man on base. We'll go to the 7th with the Blue Sox ahead, 3-2. new pitcher for the Champion City Kings as we begin the 7th. Gavin Lyon from Ohio State takes over for Taylor Clemens, who exits after 6 pretty good innings. He did give up 9 hits, but he kept the damage to a pretty low number of 3 runs. And for a guy that hadn't made a start all year, Pat, that's a pretty good outing.
Yeah, that's really all you can ask. Quality start there.
Well, Gavin Lyon gets a pitch that's popped up by Maglione, but that'll make it out of play.
This will be the 8th game for Mr. Lyon. He's thrown 9 innings, has not started a game, all in relief. In those 9 innings, he's allowed 8 hits, 6 runs, 8 walks, and 9 strikeouts. He's 1-0.
Maglione swings through a pitch. He's down 1-2. Final line on Clemens: 6 innings, 3 runs, 9 hits, no walks, 6 strikeouts. And he said coming in he was going to walk a bunch, or not walk a bunch, and he was going to give up probably more hits than anything. A line drive, foul, and that sounded like it might have broke Maglione's bat. Yeah, he's going to ask for a new one.
That is what he did. Gave up a lot of hits, but limited the damage to just those 3 runs.
Yeah. Maglione makes a slow walk back to the dugout to get some new lumber. I tell you, that bat was good to him, though, the last couple of days. It's unfortunate to see it go. Looking to get a run back here. Blue Sox haven't scored since the 4th inning, and Champion City's been inching closer, getting a run each of the last 2 innings to cut it to 3-2.
When I hear our team just got a new shipment of bats from BWP up in Brookville, so we're going to put those fresh bats to good use here.
Maglione strikes out for the first time.
But not on that pitch, I guess.
No, he kind of chased one out of the zone, but that'll happen from time to time. Just got to get some swings in BP tomorrow with that thing, and he'll be hitting doubles and triples in no time. And now it's Ben Carew's turn. He singled and scored in the 4th inning, and then also has a fly out on his line so far. Takes the ball here from Lyon, a right-handed pitcher, relieving the lefty. Switalski's still getting loose out there in the pen. He has pitch misses for a ball. Kind of seems like he might be ready. 2-0. Fouled off out of the stadium. It's 2-1. Ring him up. A little premature there. Here's the pitch. It's outside, and now Carew in the driver's seat. Boy, did he save the Blue Sox bacon last inning with that great throw from left field that gunned down Maselli by about 3.5 steps.
It was bounced in front of him, a few feet. He took his time, got it, just pulled back and threw, gave it all he had, and couldn't have been better.
And now Lyon will walk Carew. First walk issued all night for the Kings. Brings up Murphy. He's back-to-back doubles his last 2 times at the plate.
Carew with 7 stolen bases and 10 attempts. Blue Sox are not afraid to swipe a bag. They've been a much more aggressive team this year than last year.
Here's a pop up to center field, and Schaff makes the catch, 2 away. Now with 2 outs, you might be a little more willing to try to swipe that bag, because even if you lose, you lose them on a caught stealing, you'll have your 2, 3, 4 hitters coming up next inning with Pavin Parks coming to the plate right now.
Blue Sox ranked 2nd in the league, 87 stolen bases on the year. I think Danville has something like 120. They're way out there in front of everybody else. But Blue Sox first-year manager Cody Harold, much more aggressive on the base paths than we saw from the last few years from Jason Radwan. But
yeah, it kind of brings us back to our rabbi days.
Yeah.
With Anthony Urbanski. He was a guy who liked to push the issue, and Cody's comes from that same school, Division II baseball, playing at Seton Hill. And his assistant, Josh Forbes, same thing. They played at Seton Hill, too. They like to put the pressure on catchers and any type of opportunity they see to get an advantage, they're going to do that.
Hey, in this league, you can take every advantage you can get, especially from perhaps you're seeing a younger catcher or something like that. Take advantage of his arm.
Parks ahead 1-0. And a throw over, but Carew back safely now. Get right back into his lead. Wells holding him on. Here's the pitch. It's called strike. Looked like it was off the plate, but we've seen that called a few times tonight. So by this point, you got to be expecting that, I would say. Carew with a nice lead. Lyon with a peek over his shoulder. And he comes home and pitches well outside. Bluff snap throw by Dillon, just trying to keep Carew honest. With 2 outs and a 2-1 count, I wouldn't be surprised if we might see a hit and run here. Swing and a miss. It was not a hit and run, but Parks was looking to send that one over the fence, but he come up empty. That chalk that was laid down earlier by the hard workers here at the stadium is just about all gone around the home plate area. Runner goes, pitch is a bouncer that's blocked by Dillon. They'll have no chance at Carew, who steals second, and now it's a full count.
Stolen base number 8, and Blue Sox have another runner in scoring position with 2 outs.
Yeah, you'll see that a lot at these chalk lines, home plate areas. These guys want to kick that out of there and get a little bit more advantage, try to sneak out of the back of the box with their back foot. Because oftentimes at our park, you'll see guys right on that. Here's a line drive foul down the left field line. That would have made it out of here if it was fair.
Out over the bullpen there. Blue Sox pitcher continues to warm up.
Spoiler by Parks. He's still in a 3-2 count here with Carew out at second. As a potential insurance run. Payoff from Lyon. Hit out to left and racing towards the line to make the catch is Brands for the final out. Well, Blue Sox strand a runner at second. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th. Stretch time here. We'll listen to Take Me Out to the Ball Game as the Blue Sox are ahead 3-2.
Tonight's 7th inning stretch is brought to you by the law firm of Henninger & Robinson PC in Butler, PA. Family owned since 1920 in downtown Butler. Wink Robinson's the 4th generation practicing of law, integrity, compassion, and confidence for your legal needs. Go Blue Sox. Give a shout out to all our listeners listening back in Butler and around the world.
Yeah, wherever you may be. Because I'm sure we have a few Champion City fans trying to tune in since they don't have a broadcaster here. So hi to you guys, but we hope we hope we come out with a win though.
Yeah.
Can't root for you.
I am, especially because if we lose again, they're going to blame me for jinxing them, and they might not let me come back tomorrow, especially in a tight playoff race. But
they'll make you sit on the bus for 4 hours. Gage Taylor against Jack Herzing to begin it here in the 7th. It's a little chopper to second, and that's a good way to start it as Maglione fires to first and gets the first out. One pitch, one away.
That's what you like to see at this point in the ball game.
We do have action in the Butler bullpen.
It was pitch number 81 for Herzing.
Jamie Switalski still throwing out there. Also action in the Champion City bullpen. Can't tell who that is, though, and we didn't bring our binoculars. First pitch is a called strike to Sweatland. He's 0 for 2. Called out on strikes and also a pop-up to first base. Round 1-1.
Sweatland out of Florida Southwestern State College, but a native of Sparta, Ohio.
1-1. That's a good fastball on the outside edge. Makes it 1-2. Good pitch from Jack Herzing. He just hit the spot. He's done that a lot here tonight. That's good to see. Now he goes with a pitch that misses a bit above the belt. These are those types that, in a 2-2 or 1-2 count that you're hoping that he'll go up the ladder for. Now the 2-2 is inside, almost hit him. But Sweatland gets out of the way. Now full count. So, Pat, if you're Jack Herzing and Christian Webb, what do you go with here?
Whatever works.
All right. I'm going to say curveball. Yep, that's what he went with, and that's what he gets him on. Strike 3.
I'd say that worked pretty well.
Yeah, that was well placed. And Herzing goes for his walk after his strikeouts. He gets pumped up out there. After a strikeout, he walks from the pitcher's mound all the way out to meet James Meeker at third base.
He walked 3/4 of the way to third base there. He's taking a stroll, stretch his legs.
He gets pumped up. That's good to see. Now 2 away. Here's DJ Dillon. Walked last time up. And takes a fastball for a called strike on the outer half. Or corner, whatever you want to call it. It's definitely the outer half of the outer half. A ball hit to right field. Calvin Scott is underneath it. He's got it for the final out here in the 7th. So 1-2-3 inning from Jack Herzing, and now we'll go to the 8th inning with the Blue Sox ahead 3-2. Ready to go in the top of the 8th with the Blue Sox ahead 3-2. Calvin Scott will be due up first, followed by James Meeker and Christian Webb. And right now, West Virginia has a 6-1 lead over Chillicothe down in Beckley in the bottom of the 6th. So they're trying to keep pace with both Butler and Champion City. One of them is going to fall one game back to them tonight if that score holds. But right now, the Blue Sox are the team ahead. Calvin Scott takes a called strike to begin it here in the 8th.
Scott 1 for 3 this evening, a single in the first inning.
Gavin Lyon with a fastball in there for a called strike. It's 0-2. Lyon out for his second inning of relief. The 0-2. Oof. Just missed. But Scott stays alive. A chopper foul over to Cody Harold. He snags it with a bare hand and throws it back to the pitcher. No, he's going to not be able to do that because Lyon already got a new ball. So he throws it to James Meeker on deck instead. Thanks for tuning in tonight. We're happy to bring it to you. 1-2. Scott strikes out on a fastball outside for the first out in the 8th. Since the 4th inning, the Blue Sox have had 2 base runners, so Champion City's pitchers have buckled down to keep them in this ballgame. Bringing in James Meeker. He's 2 for 3 tonight. A couple of singles. Run driven in.
A couple of singles. Hasn't made it past first base, though.
Yeah, he takes a called strike here. Switalski still loosening in the pen.
He's got to be awful loose by now.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Probably take a break. He's probably getting tired out there.
Yeah, he's going to throw 50 pitches in the bullpen. Here's the 1-1. Curveball outside. The umpire getting a couple of disagreements from the fans there, but it looked outside to me. 2-1. Also outside. Christian Webb on deck. I think I saw James's dad here, so he made a trip from Wexford to watch the Kings here to watch the game here tonight. There's a pitch in the dirt for ball 4, and Meeker draws a 1-out walk.
Number 24, the catcher, Christian Webb.
He's on base for the 3rd time tonight. He's doing a good job. He's been the cleanup hitter for most of the year since he's come in, and he's not like the prototypical power hitter of old. Like the back in the day, they said, your masher hits 4th, but I like the guy who hits for average, hitting 4th, driving runs in. That's what he's been able to do, throw over, but Meeker was standing on the base the whole time. Yeah,
Blue Sox seem to have a good lineup where a lot of their guys really fit the spots that Murphy's been a good leadoff hitter. Scott's a good 3 hitter. The balance of power and speed. And
called strike to Webb.
He threw stack Meeker, Webb, and Ferguson behind that and really protect one another. And have quite a lineup.
The only thing about it is they're all left-handed, so you could bring in a loogie on them. But most of the time this year, they have put like a Ray Gonzalez in there to break it up, or that's pretty much it. That's the only right-handed bat I can think of off the top of my head right now. Pitch outside, 1-1 to Webb, framed up for a long time by Dillon, but he doesn't get the call. Also, Gulikowski's not in there. He's a really good 2-hitter, but Parks has done a good job there as well. So it's kind of like you can, if one guy's not able to go, you can put another piece in there. 1-1, Webb hits it foul down the left field line and well out of the stadium. So they have a big video board here, Pat, and you're down in the dugout, hanging out, waiting for the lineup. I decided to take a walk out there. I looked up just to see how big it was up close. His curveball misses low. And I went back there, and this guy come up with his dog out of the woods, and I was like, what's going on here? Here they have a trail going through the woods back there and around. back through the other side of the woods behind the park, but that kind of freaked me out.
Yeah, parking lot out and beyond right field here, and then behind the grandstands. This is actually one of the smaller stadiums in the league. Seats just under, I think, what Kelly Automotive Park does, but spread out. Have a nice picnic pavilion down right field. And batting cage is located out in left field.
Yeah, Meeker went on the 3-2 pitch, but Webb fouled it straight back.
Kings, of course, were formerly the Slippery Rock Sliders.
Yeah, they couldn't call themselves the Springfield Sliders. That would have been confusing.
It would have been very confusing with 2 Springfield Sliders in the same league.
Here's the payoff again. Webb hits it to left field, but that will hook foul over to the Blue Sox bullpen. Still a full count here. Webb fouling off a few pitches to try to work either a base hit or a walk out of this at-bat. Another 3-2 from Lyon. Inside, ball 4. Webb draws a walk, and that's back-to-back walks for the Blue Sox, putting them with 2 men on and just 1 out for Ferguson. Now would be a good time for Ferguson to put another one in the seats. Or not the seats, I guess, but over the fence, we'll put it that way. The seats in every major league park, but, of course, none of these minor league parks have them out there. How many home runs do you have against champions?
He does have now, with the one today, he has 5, which is the most he has against any other team. 4 against Chillicothe.
Meeker leads a bit from second. Here's the pitch. Oh, he wanted it, but he swings through it.
Has not yet had a home run with 2 runners on.
Well, he's due, right?
There's 1 grand slam.
Every time I hear that, because Joel was saying that the other night, he doesn't have one for this or that, and I was like, well, he's due then.
Yeah.
The 0-1, Ferguson takes a called strike. He doesn't like the call. It was on the outside part of the plate. Looked like it might have been a little bit low, but we've seen that called several times here tonight. The 0-2, a swing through. That is the second out of the inning.
Conja steps to the plate at a single last time, and then, of course, got caught stealing.
Yeah, well, time for more 2-out lightning here.
Still 2, right? Yep. It's been the theme for the Blue Sox this year.
Meeker at second and Webb at first, and Mercanja with the ball to right center, but it's going to hold up for a while, and making the catch on the warning track out there is the center fielder Schaff for the final out. He hit it well, but unfortunately, a good read from Schaff, and he makes the play to end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, 2 men left stranded. Bottom of the 8th coming up, Butler leading 3-2.
New pitcher for the Blue Sox here in the bottom of the 8th inning be Jamie Switolski. His second year playing for Butler. This will be his 9th appearance. He has 9 2/3 innings pitched, 14 hits. He's allowed just 3 walks and has 9 strikeouts. Has 2 saves for Butler this year.
They were of the extended variety, too, I believe. Like 2 or 3 inning saves.
This would be a 2-inning save situation.
Yeah. Blue Sox do have, looks like Wyatt Doherty throwing around out there. Not up on the hill yet, but getting loose. And Switolski will face 9-1-2, Brands, West, and Schaff. Herzing, 7 innings, 2 runs, 5 hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. A great outing. Ball hit to center field. And Mercanja has it out there. Another great read from Stefan. Ball was hit well by Brands. In fact, looked like it was going to be trouble off the bat, but tracked down nicely.
Yeah, this time of night when the sun has set, but the sky is not completely dark, seems the vision is at its worst. So that ball was hit hard, but he got a good jump on that right away and had no issue reeling that one in.
Noah West singled and scored in the 6th. Here's the pitch from Switolski. It's a called strike on the inside. Started at the knees the belt and landed at the knees, but it started way inside and curved in. Here's the 0-1. Fastball chopped to third. Backing up on it is Meeker. He's got it. Throw to first, 2 away. So that's the way to do it out of the pen. Get 2 quick outs, and now Schaff's turn.
Final line on Jack Herzing tonight: 7 innings pitched, 2 runs allowed on 5 hits, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts.
A quality outing.
That's what you like to see in a first start of the year.
Yeah, really a spot start situation with the extra game. We had to throw Mark Gross in that suspended game, so. It's gotten to the point where you only have so many pitchers, so they went with Jack. He had a lot of experience with the starting a lot this spring, so he did a great job here tonight. Now Schaff is in a 1-1 count after a fastball is called a strike on the corner. Here is the pitch. It's a fastball that is swung through, and Switolski's got him 1-2 here. See if he comes back with that curveball. Here's the pitch. Now he goes with a fastball that missed above the letters. Not going to get it. You want that chase, but you want it more at the torso, a little bit closer to the belt. That one was way too high. You're not going to get a chase on that very often. Oh, good fastball. Dips outside at the last second. That's one that you would see a chase on a lot of times, but Schaff very patient.
Very close pitch there.
Payoff from Switolski is right there for called strike 3 to end the inning. Nice pitch from Switolski. Nice inning out of the pen for Jamie Switolski. 1-2-3 go the Kings. We'll go to the top of the 9th with the Blue Sox ahead 3-2.
Everyone's favorite part of the week is Thursday because that means it's Thirsty Thursday. Come out to Kelly Automotive Park each Thursday to support your favorite hometown team, the Butler Blue Sox, and enjoy our special concession prices, including $1 draft beers and 50-cent pops. Tickets start at just $7 and can be purchased online at butlerbluesox.net and or by phone at 724-256-9994. Let's go Blue Sox!
New pitcher for the Champion City Kings will be number 49, Austin Moreland, as the Blue Sox come to bat. In the 9th inning, Moreland in his 11th appearance. He's thrown 9 innings. Walked 7, struck out 7. And he has allowed 11 hits.
Gavin Lyon went 2 innings as Maglione fouls the first pitch off here in the 9th. 2 innings, no runs, no hits, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. So kept the score where it is. Although he did give up probably more walks than he would like, he did his job of keeping the Blue Sox from extending the lead. They currently lead 3-2 here. Maglione ready to swing. He fouls it straight back. Fastball from Moreland, who's a big guy out there. Okay, let's see what he's listed at. I'm going to guess 6'4", 280.
He is listed at 6'4", 275.
Well,
We'll give you that.
give or take 5. Foul ball again by Maglione. Moreland's been a bullpen guy all summer for them, correct? I believe so. I remember him from last year, too.
Yes, his 11th appearance, no starts.
0-2 again, and Maglione strikes out to begin the 9th. So Ben Carew will step in. He is 1 for 2. Also has a walk, a single, a stolen base, and a run scored, and a big throw out in left field of the potential tying run at third base back in the 6th inning. He'll take a ball from Moreland. Which to this point is the play of the game, I would say.
It is. It's been an excellent game, close game, 3-2, which has been kind of uncommon with the way that things are going this year. A lot of runs scored. I believe the average team scoring 6 runs a game this year with change in the type of ball that the league is using this year, which I think makes it a more exciting game.
Carew chop it right back to Moreland. He drops it, though, and Carew busting it down the line will make it the first before Moreland can recover and throw there. And how about that? A hustle single out of Ben Carew.
Give that a hit. That's a hard hit ball right back at the pitcher. He was able to get his glove on it but couldn't catch it. And so he knocked it down but wasn't quite able to get to it in time to throw the runner out.
Yeah, give Carew credit. He really busted it down the line there and gets his 2nd hit of the game. That brings up Tanner Murphy. One thing I'll say about the ball is the runs might be up, but we've seen guys that pitched last summer here and this summer, like Connor Coward, Josh LaPiana, and they're still getting guys out. So the really good pitchers in this league can still get guys out. And so I don't say that the ball has changed too much in that regard. If you got stuff like we saw with Connor Curlis of Champion City, you can get guys out. Bucci, it's the same thing this summer. Murphy down 0-1. Now he takes a pitch low and away. In fact, we had like a 4-year ERA as a team, right? I think. And that would have been last in the league probably last summer. Bouncer in, blocked by Dylan. He wants a new baseball, and he will be granted it.
Yeah, the Blue Sox, and really in July, the Blue Sox have dropped off, have a 3.5 ERA, whereas in June, they were up over at 5.8 ERA. So team pitching staffs really come together. Blue Sox 14-7 in July. The time when you want to get hot.
Yeah, good take here again by Murphy on another pitch that missed low and outside. Starts in the zone, just tails away, and not fooling Tanner Murphy at this point. 3-1 count. All 3 balls have been pretty much the exact same spot. Here's the 3-1. Fastball, line to second, and they have no. Carew gets back safely. I thought for sure they're going to line out double play, making the catch at seconds west. He fires the first, but Carew alertly dives back to the bag and gets there.
As soon as that ball was hit, Carew was instantly aware it was going, put the brakes on, and then dove head first back into first base and just barely beat that throw. It's good base running there by Carew.
Absolutely. You rarely see a guy make it back on a hard liner to second. I mean, you're already off the base by 4 or 5 steps, and then you take that next jump. But he did a great job there, and that extends the inning for Pavin Parks, looking for his first hit of the night. He's a 0 for 4. He did think he had a single earlier. He was at first base for a while, but then the umpire said his line drive down the first base line was a foul ball. Throw over to first. Carew gets back safely. Parks has shown a propensity to have some power, and from the left side, like this, drive one in the gap over the fence, whatever, doesn't matter. Get Carew home. Let's get some insurance here. Well, now we're gonna get a pop up instead, and coming in is the left fielder Brands to make the catch, and retires. The Blue Sox here in the 9th. No runs, a hit, no errors, and a man left. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th with the Blue Sox leading 3-2.
Back here for the bottom of the 9th. Blue Sox bring in a new pitcher in number 2, Wyatt Doherty out of Slippery Rock University. This will be his 8th appearance, 13 1/3 innings. He's allowed 9 hits, 2 runs, 4 walks, but he struck out 15 batters. He's looking to close things out here for the Blue Sox in Champion City.
Yeah, they'll turn to a Butler native to try to get this thing done. Here's the first pitch from Doherty. It bounces off of Christian Webb. At the plate, it is Louis Maselli, who singled in his last time up in the 6th and then was thrown out trying to score by Ben Carew. Fastball a little bit upstairs, and it's now 2-0. 10 hits for the Blue Sox tonight, 5 for Champion City. But the thing that matters most is it's 3-2 right now in favor of the Blue Sox. And a called strike on a fastball makes it 2-1.
Blue Sox have not yet blown a lead in the 9th inning. Knock on wood there. The Kings have come back 3 times in the 9th inning. They were 3-16 when trailing entering the 9th.
I thought they. Oh no! Oh no! I take it back. Their walk-off was in the 10th. Now it's 2-2. Fastball swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's the first out here for Doherty. He sets down Maselli with the fastball. Doherty, not a big guy. He's listed at 6 foot, but he's he's just on the cut line for 6 foot. We'll just put it that way. And but boy, he throws hard, and he gets one away here. Now it's Philip Wells, who is 0 for 3 on the night, but did drive in a run with a ground out his last time up. Foul ball straight back by Wells. Whew. It's a big game here, Pat.
It really is. I'm not sure if it's too early for magic numbers. Blue Sox one would be.
I'm sure.
Would be 14.
There's a line drive to left. That'll be a base hit, and the tying run is on with 1 out. Getting it in quickly is Carew. I'm sure Spencer has it.
He probably does.
Yeah,
Or
if he's listening. I'm sure, if he's listening.
Social media Twitter extraordinaire.
Yeah, thanks to everybody who's listening tonight. We're enjoying it. This is a very nice facility. Great press box. Hoping to get out of here with a win. As Wells is at first, and Tanner Burns is at the plate. He's reached the last 2 times. He had a double and a single ground ball to shortstop. Parks can't corral it, but then he recovers in time to throw out the runner at second. Boy, that's huge. That ball ate him up for a second, but he was able to recover and flip the Maglione to get the second out of Wells, 6-4.
I think he got an awkward hop there as the ball hit either off the mound itself or close to it.
Yeah.
And it just jumped up and got him right in the chest, but that's why you stay in front of it.
That's right. He did a great job there of making sure that ball wasn't going to go out into the outfield. And also, this grass infield, you're not going to get that true hop like you do in Butler. But a 2-way here, and here's Gage Taylor, 0 for 3 on the night, a couple of ground outs and a fly out. Runner on first is Burns. Let's see if he's on the move. Here's the pitch. It's fouled off, 1-1 now. Blue Sox are all up on the dugout. Eric Bolton is sitting just barely outside it. He's excited down there. He's got a good view of this 9th inning. 1-1 delivery is a bit low. That's a good pitch, but it just dropped off at the end and makes it 2-1. Whew. A check of first by Doherty. Here's the pitch. It's fouled off, and now it's 2-2. A long pause. Now, here is the 2-2. It is a bouncer, a good block by Webb, and now it's a full count. He tried to get him to chase a curveball there, but Taylor able to lay off.
Just making it as big of a situation as we can here. Full count, 2 outs, bottom of the 9th.
Runner will be off.
Tying run on first.
There he goes. Here's the pitch. It is lined to left, and that gets down. And runner will hold it second. 2 men on here with 2 outs. Gage Taylor fights one off and gets a single. And now it's, it's getting a little bit more exciting here.
And, of course, the man to come to the plate has been the Blue Sox killer all summer. 0 for 3 tonight. Jet Sweatland has 2 strikeouts and popped out to Patrick Ferguson in foul territory.
Whew. Well, Sweatland making us sweat here.
Yes, these teams know it's not going to get any easier from here on out. West Virginia still up, beating the Chillicothe Paints 7-1 right now. They're in the race. Both these teams know the playoff spot is on the line.
Doherty gets a strike here. There's literally nobody in the Blue Sox bullpen right now. So this is why it's game. They're all gathered around in the dugout right now. A check of the runner at second. Here's the pitch. It's a good slider, but Sweatland able to lay off it, and it's outside for a ball.
Doherty was a closer at Slippery Rock this spring. He's been in these situations. Had the best ERA on the staff.
Here's the pitch, a 1-1 fastball right there for called strike 2. And for the second time tonight, the Kings are down to their final strike. Taylor was able to fight through it. We'll see what Sweatland can do here. Doherty peers into Webb and now turns and looks at second briefly. Here's the 1-2 fastball. Oh my goodness, it was right there, but it's ruled a ball, and it's now 2-2. Whew, that was close. That's as close as you can get. It might have been a little bit off the corner, but it was that was definitely a pitcher's pitch, and he didn't get the call. He went down to his knees too. He's like, "You got to be kidding me." 2-2 fouled off. He went inside on him, but Sweatland able to fight it off. Is this what's going to be like the rest of the year, Pat? Because I need to order some Tums. Two again, and that ball's popped out of play. Sweatland's not going to go down easy.
I think it will be close the rest of the year. It's a tight playoff race, and teams play each other a lot. And this is our Blue Sox last trip to Champion City. Blue Sox actually finish up at home 2 of their final 3 series in Butler against Western Division opponents. But
I got West Virginia too. There's a curveball. Oh, just got a piece of it to stay alive. Sweatland making life miserable for Doherty, who looked like he had him finished off a couple times, but he just keeps himself alive.
Doherty up to 21 pitches.
Two, one more time. Fastball high, and now it's a full count, and the runners will be off.
The second time we've had full count and 2 outs here in the bottom of the ninth.
3-2. Grounded to third. That's a foul ball, though. And we'll do it again. Sweatland. How many foul balls, Pat? That's 4 now, I believe.
Yeah, 4 with
2 strikes.
4 with 2 strikes.
Yeah. What a great at-bat here. You got to give it. You got to tip your cap to him. He's been just fighting here. Doherty has been fighting too. He's thrown some good pitches. Runners will go here. Another 3-2. Swing! And it's strike 3. Doherty takes him upstairs, and he strikes out to end it. Woof. What a ball game here tonight. Blue Sox are winners 3-2.
Great win with Doherty there, picking up his first save of the season. Where the Blue Sox get 2 strikeouts to start the inning and close the inning there with the fielder's choice in between. But Kings did not make it easy.
Wow. Well, Pat, now they're 2 ahead of both West Virginia and Champion City in the Prospect League East divisional race.
Magic number drops to 12, I believe, with 12 days remaining.
What a great game.
It was a very good game.
Yeah.
Close the whole way. Blue Sox jumped out early, thought possibly they could run away with it, but they didn't. Kings stopped them. They worked their way back in, getting 2 runs in the middle of the game there, but Blue Sox did just enough. They did what they needed to do to get the win here tonight, and that's really going to help them.
Yeah, that's a huge win. And you know what? We haven't had very many games like that this summer where it was down to the last pitch. We've had a lot of our wins have been ones where we only get to see the home ones, of course, but the wins at home have been nice and, calm for the most part. We had a couple walk-offs, but those are less stressful.
So that'll move the Blue Sox to 6-4 in 1-run games. Those are the games you got to win if you're going to make a run at the playoffs.
Well, let's go through the scoring very briefly and quickly here. There wasn't much scoring to go through, but Tanner Murphy doubled to lead off the third and came around to score on an RBI single by James Meeker. And then in the fourth, Patrick Ferguson homered to make it 2-0. A solo shot to lead it off. And then Ben Carew came around to score later in that inning on an RBI double by Tanner Murphy, and that was all for the Blue Sox. In the fifth, the Kings got on the board on a double by Tanner Burns, who came around to score on a wild pitch. And then another run came in the sixth when Noah West singled, stole a base, and then scored on a ground out by Phillip Wells. And that was it. The biggest play of the ball game tonight. Tip your cap, Mr. Ben Carew in left field with 2 outs, made a strike to home plate to gun down Louis Maselli, who was the potential tying run, and that held up from there. Wyatt Doherty and Jamie Sutalski got the job done out of the bullpen, and now the Blue Sox have improved to 27-20 on the summer.
Mr. Carew will be our player of the game this evening, brought to you by the Butler Health System, Blue Sox presented by sponsor. In addition to that throw from left field, he was 2 for 3 with a walk and a stolen base. Scored the Blue Sox winning run.
Actually, the Blue Sox are now 28-20 on the summer, a season best 8 games over 500. But, well, I'll ask you this. Any final thoughts before we sign off here tonight, Pat?
I don't really. It was a very good game, like you said, close fought, close the whole way. And Blue Sox did what they needed to do. 2 excellent relief pitcher outings and a good start by Herzing. You weren't sure what you were getting into there, but everybody did their job. And we'll look for the sweep tomorrow.
Yes, 4 o'clock tomorrow. We'll be back here. The final score one last time. Blue Sox 3, Champion City Kings 2. Winning pitcher Jack Herzing goes 7 innings. And Taylor Clemens takes the loss, going 6 innings, allowing 3 runs. Save tonight goes to Wyatt Doherty. And that's about it for my broadcast partner tonight, Patrick Reddick, who did a good job for his first time in the booth in 3 years. I'm Jaron Steele, thanking you all for listening tonight. And check us out here again tomorrow. 4:05 start time, and when the Blue Sox finish off this set with the Kings. Thanks for listening, everyone. Have a great night. Final score, Blue Sox win it 3-2.